Welcome, everyone, to the Fairfield County Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Board 2022 Annual Dinner, The Masks We Wear. So 2021 was another unprecedented year for everyone as the COVID-19 pandemic continued, but we're really excited and glad to be back and grateful to see everyone here. This is probably one of the largest turnouts that we've had for one of the annual dinners since I've been on the board, and I'm honored to be here tonight with all of you. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Joseph Palmer, and I'm your current vice chairperson for the ADAMH board. This year's event would not be possible without your interest in the behavioral health of Fairfield County, as well as the ongoing efforts of our board members and staff, the elected officials, the network of care agencies, and contractors. Thank you all for your ongoing community support. I'd like to start this evening with a quick prayer before we start eating. So if you can and are willing, bow your head. Heavenly Father, we are gathered here tonight in friendship and community, taking a moment out of our busy lives to celebrate, learn, share, and reflect on the insights, experiences, and wisdom of each other. We are reminded of how blessed we all are. In the current world around us, there are so many who suffer and face grave challenges. We stand in solidarity with them, in compassion, and by practicing loving kindness to ourselves and all those around us. I ask that you hold us steady. Do not let the winds or storms erode our roots. Let us be strong like the mighty oak, tall and grace-filled, budding with expectant shoots of new growth and development, bending gently through each season and obstacle, waiting patiently for change, upright, righteous, humble, and full of life, giving shade, shelter, and respite with each strategic bow, pushing our roots deep within for continual growth, quenching thirst for knowledge from eternal streams. Hold us steady, strong, and healthy so that we may continue to work to create a safer, healthier, and wiser community. Amen.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys have enjoyed your dinner. Please continue eating, and don't forget about those delicious desserts in there as well. My name is Laura Kohalik, and I'm the current board secretary for the ADAMH board. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize my fellow board members. Would you please stand as I call your name? Board chairperson, Jonathan McCombs. Board vice chairperson, Joe Palmer. Alicia Blagg. Hi, over there. Alicia Bridges. Michelle Duncan, Todd McCullough, Stephanie Monholland, Joe Sedan, John Warner, and Thomas Williamson. We'd also like to acknowledge any agencies and their board members who are here. Would you all please stand when I call your agency's name? Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Fairfield County, the Creed of Recovery, Fairfield County 211, Fairfield County Family, Adult, and Children First Council, Fairfield County Center of Hope, Lancaster Fairfield County Community Action Agency, Lancaster Recovery Services, the Lighthouse, Lutheran Social Services Faith Mission of Fairfield County, Mental Health America of Ohio, Mid-Ohio Psychological Services, New Horizons Mental Health Services, the whole party's here, Ohio Guidestone, and the Recovery Center. Thank you all. Lastly, we recognize the following elected officials and special guests in attendance. Once again, would you please stand as I call your name? Carrie Brown, Fairfield County Auditor. Andre Cordell, Fairfield County Administrator. Jim Fields, Fairfield County Municipal Court Judge. Charlena Fisher, Mayor of Amanda. Trevor Innocinetti, Fairfield County Municipal Court Magistrate. Jeffrey Porter, Deputy County Administrator. Troy Sitzman, Fairfield County Juvenile Probate Court Magistrate. Tom Stoughton, Lancaster County Council Member. Michael Tussey, Baltimore Chief of Police. David Uhl, President of Lancaster City Council. Randall Ullum, Fairfield County Municipal Court Judge. And Kathleen Young Riley, Central Ohio Regional Liaison, Office of the Ohio Governor Mark DeWine. Now, let me introduce you to tonight's guest speaker. Please welcome Dr. Holly Raffle of Ohio University, who will be sharing her perspective on the stigma surrounding community members affected by mental health and substance use disorders. Dr. Raffle hails from Chicago, but was raised just outside of Cincinnati. She holds a bachelor's degree in athletic training and health education from Ohio University and a master's degree in educational policy and administration from the University of Minnesota. Holly earned a doctorate in educational research and evaluation from Ohio University. She taught ninth grade health at Logan High School in Hocking County for 4 years. She has 26 years experience teaching health education, psychology, athletic training, and research methods course at the collegiate level. Currently, she is a professor of leadership and public affairs and the program leader, I'll get my pages right, y'all, for the partnership for the community-based prevention of Ohio University's Vonovich School of Leadership and Public Affairs. Dr. Raffle primarily works in the areas of substance use prevention, mental health promotion, and public health. Please help me in welcome Dr. Raffle.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. I'm so excited to be here. I started working in Fairfield County in 2011, and so it's been quite some time to reflect on the good work that is going on here, and I'm absolutely honored today to speak with you. It's always helpful to know a little bit about the person who's standing in front of you, so I will show you the people that mean the most to me right outside of my house. So that's the farm that is right across the way from where I live in Athens County. I'm going to start off today by thinking about the masks that we wear. And these are the masks that we've seen and we've become accustomed to seeing because of COVID, and thank goodness now we don't have to wear them anymore. But there's a lot of other masks that people wear. And I always say to people that I didn't choose to work in substance use prevention and mental health promotion, it chose me. And when I was in high school in the late 80s, early 90s, I was part of a peer counseling program, which we call youth-led prevention, because we realized that it wasn't a good idea to call high school students counselors anymore. And I still draw upon the notebook of training that we had. So it was a group of high school students, and we went in to elementary and middle school classrooms, kind of doing that peer-led prevention. But we did a lot of retreats. And at one of the retreats, we're doing some introspective work, and we read a poem called Please Hear What I'm Not Saying. And I'm going to read that poem to you today, and as you listen, sometimes it can make you think of the mask that you wear or that others wear, and if you feel like you just need a minute, feel free to exit either side, and there'll be probably someone from ADAMH to check in on you, and you can just let them know how you're doing and if you need extra assistance. This poem was written by Charlie Flynn in 1966. He actually left it as anonymous until 2002. And I didn't find this out until I actually Googled it, and I'm like, this says anonymous, but maybe, someone has come forward. And he did, and he came forward in 2002 because he realized that this poem has gone around the world and has meant so much to so many people. He started his career as a Jesuit priest, and he wrote this poem the first year that he was teaching high school. He found another calling, got married, became a licensed professional counselor who specializes in substance use and the role of spirituality when, as he says, we're up against it. The poem goes like this. Don't be fooled by me. Don't be fooled by the face I wear, for I wear a mask, 1,000 masks, masks that I'm afraid to take off, and none of them is me. Pretending is an art that is second nature with me. But don't be fooled. For God's sake, don't be fooled. I give you the impression that I'm secure, that all is sunny and unruffled with me, within as well as without. That confidence is my name and coolness is my game. The water is calm and I'm in command, and that I need no one. But don't believe me. My surface may be smooth, but my surface is my mask, ever varying and ever concealing. Beneath lies no complacence. Beneath lies confusion and fear and aloneness. But I hide this. I don't want anyone to know it. I panic at the thought of my weakness exposed. That's why I frantically create a mask to hide behind, a nonchalant, sophisticated facade to help me pretend, to shield me from a glance that knows. But such a glance is precisely my salvation, my only hope, and I know it. That is, if it's followed by acceptance, if it's followed by love. It's the only thing that can liberate me from myself, from my own self-built prison walls, from the barriers that I so painstakingly erect. It's the only thing that will assure me of what I can't assure myself, that I'm really worth something. But I won't tell you this. I don't dare to. I'm afraid to. I'm afraid that your glance will not be followed by acceptance, will not be followed by love. I'm afraid you'll think less of me and that you'll laugh. And your laugh will kill me. I'm afraid that deep down I'm nothing, that you will see this and reject me. So I play my game, my desperate, pretending game, with a facade of assurance within and a trembling child as well. So begins the glittering but empty parade of masks, and my life becomes a front. I idly chatter to you in suave tones of surface talk. I tell you everything that's really nothing, and nothing of what's everything, of what's crying within me. So when I'm going through my routine, don't be fooled by what I'm not saying. Please listen carefully and try to hear what I'm not saying, what I'd like to be able to say, what for survival I need to say, but what I can't say. I don't like hiding. I don't like playing superficial, phony games. I want to stop playing them. I want to be genuine and spontaneous and me. But you've got to hold out your hand, even when it's the last thing I seem to want. Only you can wipe away from my eyes the blank stare of the breathing dead. Only you can call me into aliveness each time you're kind and gentle and encouraging. Each time you try to understand because you really care, my heart begins to grow wings, very small wings, very feeble wings, but wings. With your power to touch me into feeling, you can breathe life into me. I want you to know that. I want you to know how important you are to me, how you can be a creator, an honest-to-God creator of the person that is me, if you choose to. You alone can break down the wall behind which I tremble. You alone can release me from my shadow world of panic, from my lonely prison, if you choose to. Please choose to. Do not pass me by. It won't be easy for you. A long conviction of worthlessness builds strong walls. The nearer you approach me, the blinder I might strike back. It's irrational. But despite what the books say about me, I'm often irrational. I fight for the very thing I cry out for, but I'm told that love is stronger than strong walls, and in this lies my hope. Please try to beat down those walls with firm hands, but with gentle hands, for a child is very sensitive. Who am I, you may wonder? I am someone you know very well, for I am every man, I am every woman, I am every person you meet. That poem has stuck with me over the years, and as soon as I was talking with Latina and Tony and Marcy, and we were discussing a little bit about today, it was one of the first things I came up with. And this graphic shows the masks that many of us put on to protect ourselves sometimes, and it's the mask that we hope that we encourage those people in our community to take off so we have an inclusive and welcoming community. What causes a lot of us to wear masks or put them on to protect ourselves is stigma. And I have just a quick definition up there. And stigma is negative feelings that people have about someone because of particular circumstances or characteristics that someone may have. Just sitting at our small table here, enjoying dinner, I think I heard the word stigma come up at least twice in casual conversation. So it's on the minds of people in this room, and I'm sure it's on the minds of people in the community. Through a grant that we have the privilege of working on here in Fairfield County, we were able to field one of the nation's first random surveys about stigma. And so we have a good idea about the data that we're getting. This is early release data for all of you. In Fairfield County, we had about a 20% response rate, and that is outstanding for a survey. And that was due to the hard work of the team at the ADAMH board for getting the word out and getting people to take the survey. Did anyone in here get the stigma survey? Oh, that's too bad, because that would have been exciting. So one of the questions we asked, and we actually fielded 2 surveys. Half the people in Fairfield County got one about stigma with substance use disorder, including opioid use disorder. The other half of the people in Fairfield County got one about stigma related to mental health or suicide. And when you look at the data, I have it highlighted. So we had a larger sample because we also ran the survey in Ashtabula, Sandusky, and Seneca County. So when you see the first column that says the total sample, that's all 4 counties combined. So when we asked folks, have you seen or witnessed someone experiencing stigma, about 40% of the people had. And that was true for mental health stigma, and it was true for opioid-related stigma. And that matched the data that was across all 4 communities. We followed up in the survey, and it said, basically, if you haven't heard people, go on to question 7. But if you had heard of people experiencing stigma, where did you see it experienced? And when you look, you see that 86% of the entire sample of people who experienced mental stigma related to their mental health had it in the general community or neighborhood setting, and 83% had it in the work or school setting, and about half the people experienced it in the healthcare setting. And that held true for Fairfield County as well. And the numbers were very similar for substance use disorder stigma. So for those of people who are experiencing, they're experiencing it community-wide, and they're experiencing it at work or school, right? And then about half of them are experiencing it when they visit a healthcare provider. We asked a lot of questions, and I'm sure eventually all of this data will be released once we have it all data checked, because you're going to do something with it, right? You want to make changes in your community to support the good work you're already doing, and then to take a look at some of those gaps. What was interesting is we asked folks who took the mental health survey is, did they think that it would be helpful to train healthcare providers, mental health providers, social workers, school staff, law enforcement officers, or people working for the court system? And resoundingly, they said yes. And I want to be clear, that's not because those individuals have stigma, right? It's because when people take a survey, they associate those providers with an entire system. We have individual stigmas that we need to work on every single day, but stigma's woven in the very fiber of our community. And we have a tremendous opportunity to take a look at the community and see how can we enhance all of those supports we're already doing to keep Fairfield County a stigma-free zone and be an inclusive place for all people. When we look at substance use disorder, we see the same thing. People are seeing stigmas within the system as well as without. Stigma is sneaky, right? We all have our own masks that we wear. We all have masks that we put on and take off. We've all been with people and caused them to put on masks, either knowingly or unknowingly. And it's important to think about what we do individually. But it's also important to know that that stream is long, right? And we can impact our own attitudes and behaviors, but we also need to look upstream as we create ways to keep people included. A great example of this is the idea of a recovery-friendly workplace designation. This is something that is being done widespread in New Hampshire. We also have recovery-friendly workplace trainings available here in Ohio. And it's one thing to go and train workplaces, an area where we saw people experiencing stigma, to become mental health friendly and become recovery inclusive, but it's another thing then to amp it up a little bit. People who are in recovery spend money just like the rest of us. And imagine if a workplace had to go through trainings and a series of activities and exercises to reflect on themselves to become recovery inclusive or recovery friendly, and they put that label on their door. So when people walk in the door, I, as a person, might say, wow, they might hire me because they are recovery friendly or recovery inclusive. Or I might say, I want to spend money there because I know they support their employees, right? Whether they're in recovery themselves or whether they may need to take time off because they have a family member who needs to go to an appointment. So we do need to do the work ourselves, but we also need to consider the work that we need to do together as a community. There are amazing things going on here in Fairfield County, and I've been bearing witness to them since 2011. And I am so excited to see how the stigma survey is going to transform the work that you're doing by giving you the data you need to make those decisions to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Raffle. We can all take a role Thank you for showing us that we can all take a role in eliminating stigma associated with mental health and substance abuse so that people feel comfortable seeking treatment. Your research and your contribution to the field are really important work. So thank you. Joe?
So we're going to segue now into the award portion of the evening. So annually, the Fairfield County ADAMH Board presents up to 3 Friend of ADAMH Awards to individuals, agencies, groups, and or organizations who embody and demonstrate commitment to the Fairfield County ADAMH Board mission and vision. Our mission is to promote healing, support recovery, and provide prevention and treatment services of mental health and addiction disorders within our community. Our vision is to create opportunities and encourage participation for prevention, treatment, wellness, and recovery for those with mental health and or addiction disorders and advance a continuum of care philosophy. Since last year, we were unable to meet and hold an annual dinner in person because of COVID, I'd like to first recognize the winners of last year's Friend of ADAMH Awards. Dr. Angeline Sergio of Fairfield Medical Center couldn't be here with us tonight, but we do have Megan Golden from New Horizons Mental Health Services. Megan, hi. So now I'm excited to recognize the 2022 Friend of ADAMH Award recipients for their outstanding contributions and demonstrated commitment to the health and well-being of our community. Our first Friend of ADAMH is Tamara Bartek of Fairfield County Municipal Courts. Her nomination that was provided to us reads as follows. There is perhaps no public servant in Fairfield County who is more of a champion for our population in need of mental health and addiction services. While the Fairfield County ADAMH Board and its agencies have always played a critical role in providing prevention and treatment services of mental health and addiction disorders within our community, the introduction of the Municipal Court Fresh Start Drug Court program in February of 2007 bridged a gap between the criminal justice system and mental health and addiction treatment services. The relationship between the court and ADAMH began 15 years ago when Trauma Care on board, when Tamara came on board as Municipal Court's first, when Tamara came on board as Municipal Court's first drug court coordinator. Woo! Far from merely coordinating the court's docket pertaining to drug court cases, Tamara became a tireless advocate and 24/7 contact person for those accepted into the drug court program. Conducting initial evaluations, recommending treatment protocols, and connecting individuals with resources was just the beginning of Tamara's commitment to this population. Lending an empathetic ear to struggling participants, providing opportunities to celebrate their successes, and being firm with those not following through on their treatment plans became her passion. Tamara quickly became the go-to person for the judges and her coworkers to identify possible mental health and addiction disorders and foster connections with available service providers. Tamara successfully spearheaded the achievement of Supreme Court of Ohio certification for drug court, making the specialty docket eligible for grant funding that dovetails with and enhances ADAMH programs, including transportation, housing, and medically enhanced treatment services. She has spoken at state and national conventions and is well recognized by her peers in the field. In 2015, adding to her already full workload, Tamara willingly accepted the added responsibility of coordinating mental health court in the title of specialty dockets coordinator. Resurrecting a defunct mental health court docket under the direction of Judge James Fields, Tamara achieved Supreme Court certification for that program as well, opening up additional grant opportunities as a dual diagnosis court. This vital and symbiotic relationship between the court and ADAMH truly benefits the entire community by connecting participants with opportunities for care at all levels of recovery. Aside from her daily commitments to managing multiple specialty dockets, a veterans treatment court and special ability court added in 2019, and their associated grant programs, Tamara connects on a very personal level with specialty docket participants. The annual Specialty Docket Christmas Party has become a community-wide event, bringing volunteers from all over the county together to provide a sober and relaxed atmosphere for participants to celebrate the holidays with their families. Needless to say, the pandemic over the last 24 months has presented unique challenges to programs that succeed best with personal connections, with a population already experiencing mental health and addiction issues. Tamara has creatively implemented ways to stay in contact with participants, keeping them engaged throughout this crisis. Bridging a gap between the criminal justice system and mental health and addiction treatment services, leveraging grant funds to enhance ADAMH services, and treating those with addiction, mental health, and developmental conditions with dignity, Tamara truly demonstrates a commitment to the mission and vision of the ADAMH Board, both professionally and personally, and is a friend of ADAMH. For these reasons, the Fairfield ADAMH Board is excited to present Tamara a 2022 Friend of ADAMH Award.
Thank you, everyone. I feel a little unworthy of all of those wonderful things that were said about me, but I really appreciate this opportunity and this award. I want to thank the ADAMH Board for this incredible award and for this wonderful night that they've put together. This has been a beautiful event, and I think they all deserve a round of applause for this. I want to thank Judge Fields for nominating me. We have a very special relationship. I say he's turning me into him. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I really appreciate the nomination and the thought that it means a lot. And I appreciate you, Jackie Long, who wrote the nomination letter, because let's be honest, no one would have been able to read whatever Judge Fields wrote. I want to thank my family for being here, my mom, my dad, my stepmom, my sister. I appreciate you being here so you can watch our parents see their special, most favorite daughter win an award. And most importantly, I want to thank my daughters. The two of you, you've been my rock. We've been through hell and back these last few years, and you've been strong, and you're beautiful and amazing, and I thank you. I started at the court back in 1997, right after I had Maya, who, many years later, we won't say how old. And I left a few years later to go teach fourth grade at Amanda Clear Creek Elementary, and I was just speaking to the mayor of Amanda here, and she said, "Why'd you leave Amanda?" And my coined response is always, "Oh, I'm like a bad penny. I always end up back at the courthouse." But the truth of the matter is, that's my passion. That's where I belong. That's where God intended me to be. And that is my purpose in life, is to be there. So 3 years ago, in May of this year, I lost my husband. He was a Pickerington police detective, and he was diagnosed with PTSD-related alcoholism. And when, Holly, when you were speaking about recovery friendly, it really hit home, because my mission is to make places more recovery friendly, including police departments. His PTSD was related to his work that he did. He investigated all the sexual assaults for years and drank himself to death. And my purpose became even more personal after that, because although it was always my purpose and I always cared and loved for our clients, it really hit home that this is really somebody's person. This is their husband, their father, their brother. This person matters to them. There's nothing in the world like going home as a widow, and everything in your life changes, from where you sleep in the bed to what you eat for dinner to what you watch on TV. Everything's different. So my job became more of a purpose, a mission. And incorporating Rob's legacy and his memory into my work makes it that much more important to me. However, this award is so much bigger than me. I could not do this without the most incredible team of individuals. Trauma's talking over here, so. But the team that I have is just absolutely incredible. The team of specialty dockets, when you were reading the nomination, I couldn't help but think so much of that is my team. Duffy is one of the most passionate individuals that you'll ever meet. He's got more passion in his little finger than all of us put together. And please do the photo booth with him, because he's really passionate about that too. But our team is amazing. Our specialty dockets team, our treatment team, the Recovery Center, New Horizons, Lancaster Recovery Services, our community services program, our drug testing staff, our judges, our bailiffs, Karen, Jackie, everyone. Our team is incredible, and I could not do any of what I do without them. So thank you.
So our second Friend of ADAMH is Amy McCafferty of Fairfield County 211 Information Referral. Her nomination that we received reads as such. Amy has been at 211 for 7 years. She began as a student intern through OUL's social work program and was hired as the first full-time representative payee. As payee, she started with 12 clients. There are now 110 individuals being served. Many of the clients that Amy works with have severe and chronic mental illness and struggle with communication and building positive relationships. Amy can communicate effectively with her clients, and in most cases is the first positive relationship they form. She nurtures these relationships, and through her example, her clients are able to form other safe, positive relationships. Many of her clients call her to share their accomplishments, and she celebrates those victories with them, no matter how small. Amy is also responsible for training and supervising the individuals who work on the crisis line. Amy has been through several leadership and staff changes at 211, and through each transition, she has made sure that the crisis line and its staff are fully supported and has ensured no interruption in service delivery to the callers in need. Amy is a very caring person who gives 100% to her clients and to 2-on-1. Despite the high demands of her work, she maintains a professional calm along with great sense of humor. She is knowledgeable, flexible, and is always ready to learn. She shares her skills and information with her coworkers openly and is always willing to take an extra time needed for those that she supervises. She is, in short, a great example of the kind of worker ADAMH would be most apt to expect and respect from one of its partnering agencies. Tonight, I don't think Amy is here with us, but Jeanette Curtis is coming up to accept this nomination for her.
And I accidentally have her award.
That's fun. That's him, that is not me. Jeanette, are you here? Ah, there you are.
So Amy can't be here because her father passed away yesterday. So I don't have her speech. I don't have anything prepared. I just want to say thank you to the ADAMH Board for these awards that recognize the effort that our staff puts out and for recognize the difference that they make in the community. And thank you.
So finally, we're on our third Friend of ADAMH Award, and this is for Dawn Campbell Lavey of Dallin House and Starrett House. Dawn's nominator wrote the following. Dawn has worn many hats in the community and still does to this day. Dawn has 41 years of experience in healthcare. She received her bachelor's degree in business administration and her associate's degree in long-term healthcare at Baylor University. Dawn also is a licensed nursing home administrator. She is a board member of the Ohio Adult Care Facilities Association. She is a stakeholder of the Fairfield County Housing Coalition and the Ohio Department of Mental Health Quality Care Initiative. Dawn owns and operates 2 residential care facilities, formerly called adult group homes, in Lancaster. She has been providing a caring home for people with mental illness for over 28 years. She currently cares for 22 residents. She goes above and beyond her job title in many ways. In addition to providing a safe home, delicious meals, and constant supportive care, Dawn transports residents to their appointments, stores, and activities when needed. She has one of the kindest hearts and is full of patience and love. You may have met Dawn if you frequent New Horizons, ADAMH, Mid-Ohio Psychological Services, 2-on-1, or even one of the many grocery stores that in Lancaster. I could not think of a better person for this award. Dawn has impacted so many people in our community. Dawn, congratulations. Come on up here and get your award. Invite you to stay up here real quick as well. Sure. Save you a trip, okay? We have an extra special gift for all of our recipients tonight. We have a representative here from the governor's office, Kathleen Young Riley, who is our Central Ohio Regional Liaison. The governor and lieutenant governor has provided a proclamation for each of our recipients. Would you like to read this, or you want me to read it? I'll read it. I got you. All right. So it says, on behalf of the state of Ohio, we congratulate you all upon receiving the Friend of Alcohol, Drug, Addiction, and Mental Health Award. Your commitment and dedication to making a positive difference have made your community in Ohio a better place to live, work, and raise a family. We commend you upon receiving this tremendous recognition, and we extend our best wishes for continued success. So I invite all three of you to come back up here for these. And I think we want to get a picture of all three of them together, too. This is Amy's.
So everyone, let's congratulate our very worthy Friend of ADAMH Award winners for 2022. And so now I have a very important announcement to make. In 2019, voters overwhelmingly approved the ADAMH Board levy, which included the intention to build a crisis stabilization center to fill a gap in Fairfield County's mental health and substance abuse disorder care. Today, I'm happy to report that we're fulfilling that promise to our community to provide a safe, welcoming place where residents can receive immediate help for mental health and substance abuse disorder crisis. Work is starting at 340 South Locust Street, and the center will officially be called the Starlight Center, lighting the journey to stabilization, treatment, and recovery. The name Starlight Center is derived from the letters STAR, which represents stabilization, treatment, and recovery. The Starlight Center, which will house facilities able to treat 8 mental health patients and 12 people battling substance use disorder, will be the first of its kind in Fairfield County. Staffed with nurse practitioners, clinicians, and counselors, this treatment facility will not only ensure the best in care for those in need, but also will allow them the dignity and convenience of being treated in their own community, close to their families and natural supports. It's invigorating to watch the construction begin and to know that as a community, we are working together to better the lives of those battling substance use and mental health issues. We will continue to keep you updated as we progress on the journey, so please follow ADAMH on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Before you go, we have one more item of business to take care of. If your poem has a sticker on the back of it, then you win a centerpiece. So there should be at least one winner for each table. Please accept the greenery as a small token of gratitude from us at the board to you. Thank you once again for all your support of the Fairfield County ADAMH Board and its mission. We couldn't do what we do without you or our hardworking ADAMH staff. We wish you all the very best in this year, and thank you for coming. Drive safely.